A man with no friends, only live for revenge. Live his life off the hits, cut through 1,000 bits. Play sweet with the force of a cyclone. Cut missile and bone, missile and chrome. Dead till I'm half, you a dead man. I cut the whole world in half of the #1 headband. Rest of a lonely soul on a lonely road.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Japanese Anime Mania, or JAM. Who remembers Spike TV? Yeah, that channel's still around, and they still occasionally show some good shows. But I remember back when I was younger, back in like 2007, 2008 when it came out, I remember the show Afro Samurai. When I first saw it, I was just going, I don't know about it because it just seemed kind of off to me when I just saw it. But then after I finally watched the first episode back in my younger days, I was like, whoa, this show's really cool. But then as I grew up, I eventually bought the set, and then I was just like, I'm okay with it. So, as I've already said, today we will review Afro Samurai. Let's go. So, for the plot of Afro Samurai, we really don't have much to build off of, considering that it is like last week's episode of Fooly Cooly. This show is only 5 episodes long. You don't have much time to go into in-depth plot. But the way the show does this is really well done. Such as, we get most of our exposition dump from flashbacks, or from characters just having just random quips of conversation. And that still works. I think there's about maybe an episode or two of a full flashback, but other than that, we focus on the main story of our main character, Afro. Yes, his name is Afro. There's not a real name given to him, but it's fine because he is voiced by Samuel L. Jackson. Now, if that's not already got your interest, I don't know what is. Yes, it is an English-only dub, but that's perfectly fine because Samuel L. Jackson kills this role. He's very good at what he does. I can't help it. Afro has his friend Ninja, who Samuel L. Jackson also voices. And again, it's it fits him so well. So, in this world, there are 2 headbands. The number 1 and the number 2. And whoever has the number 1 is the best in the world. But only number 2 can fight him to claim the title. Now, I like how it's just a simplified story. We have a kind of rise to success story. And again, what it does for 5 episodes, it does really well. In the very beginning, Afro's father has a number 1 headband and is confronted by a man simply known as Justice. And then Justice comes and kills Afro's father and just tells Afro, come to me when you're ready to kill a god. And then eventually we have the whole story leading up of Afro going to kill Justice. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that having the main villain, or not really a villain really, called Justice is really fascinating to me. Just because to get to this position, you have to kill anybody in your way to get it. Having the main villain being called Justice, serving justice to the number 1, I really like that. When Afro goes out of his way wanting to avenge his father, he is thinking that justice isn't in the right, and it works just for simply names, and I like it for what it is. Character-wise, yeah, there's really only 1 character. Sure, there's plenty, but we're just going to focus on Afro. Afro is silent. He's a really cool guy. That's about it. I really can't say much else about him because story-wise, plot-wise, sure it's 5 episodes long, but I don't want to spoil any of it for you, but it's really well done on how Afro is developed and why he wants to seek revenge on Justice. Animation and sound. Animation sound is kind of on it because animation is really well done in the action sequences. When it's just normalized, it's not as great in my opinion just because there's not much going on. But when it's action, Madman Entertainment and Gonzo does a really good job of getting all of the action sequences in place. And they do a really good job with that. And I appreciate it for it. Okay, in my opinion, I enjoy listening to hip-hop at times. The soundtrack for Afro Samurai is done by RZA. And they do a really, really good job at it. They do a really great job of blending Japanese cultural music with American hip-hop and mash it together. These collaborations are really nice from the past few bands that I've seen for anime, and they do a really good job about it. Now, Quick warning, if I haven't already mentioned, or if you haven't already seen bits and pieces of this show from the clips I've been rolling, this show is not meant for kids. No. Like, there is a lot of violence, gore, sex, nudity. There's a lot of stuff in here for 5 episodes. So it's a lot to take in. This is not for kids, I'm sorry. It's not. It's definitely not. So, for my final verdict, it's only 5 episodes long, and I really can't justify it, but I'm just probably going to have to say to skip it. Just because, yes, you have Samuel L. Jackson going out crazy with it. And yes, you have really good animation. And music as well. But the thing is, though, is that it's 5 episodes long. Sure, I said Fooly Cooley, go ahead and buy it. But that was because there was more of an entertainment factor from it. Afro Samurai, once you get past all of the gore and violence and action scenes, you really have kind of a lackluster story. It's still enjoyable. But in my opinion, I say skip it. Because there's not much from there. Afro Samurai is licensed by Funimation, and I believe it is streamable on their website. If not, it is on kissanime.com. For an ultimate recommendation, I would have to say Samurai Champloo. We kind of had the same mixture of feudal Japan mixed with the future meshing together, and then we have, again, cultural music with hip-hop, combine that together, and we also have a very serious samurai with a not-so-serious samurai. Combine those together, and it's just Afro Samurai in a longer dose of it, because Samurai Champloo is a lot longer, and I enjoyed that one a lot more. Samurai Champloo is licensed by Funimation, and is streamable on their website, as well as on kissanime.com. For another ultimate recommendation, I would have to say Samurai 7. We have the same premise of, if you've ever heard of the Magnificent Seven or the Seven Samurai, we have that same premise of the seven outcasts come together and help a village together and da-da-da-da-da. But we have robots, and it's still a good show. And again, on Samurai Champloo, a little bit longer than Afro Samurai. So if you enjoy Afro Samurai, you can enjoy both of those shows and still have a bunch of stuff to go into it. Samurai 7 is licensed by Funimation and is streamable on their website, I do believe. And again, if not, it is on kissanime.com. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, my lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing